start in a seated position. And then just let your hands either rest on your palms or facing up. And then lengthen through the spine, sitting up tall. Take the shoulders, roll them back, and then roll them back down. And then start to close the eyes. And then find your breath. Start to bring a little bit more awareness to your inhales and exhales and less about what your body is doing right now. So take a deeper inhale in and a slower exhale out. And just know that there might be sounds and things that happen around us and just acknowledging them, but try not to put too much emphasis or pressure on what they are. So there's a lot of probably stress going on right now, a lot of uncertainty, a lot of things that are out of our control. So for the next few minutes, we're just going to let them go. We're going to control the things that we can control within ourselves. So that's our breath, how our body feels within a pose, and just taking the next few moments just for you. Start to deepen the inhale, making it just a little bit longer, and that exhale just a little bit longer. And now do 2 more of those. Full inhale in slowly and through the nose. And slow exhale out. Last one. And exhale. All right, slowly blink the eyes open. And we'll reach the fingertips up overhead. So taking a nice big long stretch. And then right hand's gonna come down, left arm's gonna stretch over to the side. Oh, so you guys can actually see my for real arm. Okay. Are you guys opposite of me?
I don't know, you said right arm down, right?
Yeah, right arm down, left arm over. Okay, yep. Now I'm figuring out how to mirror you guys. So I'm going to be opposite of you. All right, now reach everything back up. Left hand down, right arm over. So long side stretch, creating space through that rib cage. And then inhale everything back up and shift into tabletop position. So you might have to scoot yourself back down on your mat, finding your hands on your knees, spread your fingers wide, stack your shoulders over your wrists, and then your hips over your knees. Inhale, lower the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale, round the spine, coming into cat pose. So this is your own pace, your own breath. So finding movement here, working on spinal flexibility, just stretching everything out and pausing if it feels good to stay in cow or to stay in cat, or even to take nice little C shapes with the body. So just swaying the hips side to side. Finding movement, finding what your body needs. And we'll do a couple more cow cats. Then when you do your last cat, really round the spine, pull the belly button in, and then slowly lower back to tabletop. So staying exactly right where you are, pull your core in. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see my legs. Extend your right leg back, flex the foot, and then lower the foot down to your mat. Press through that right heel, so we're now getting into a nice little calf stretch. And if you feel like you need to move here, so you can shift forward and back, or you can just find stillness. Slowly bring that right knee back, and we'll switch it up. Left leg extends, flex the foot, and then lower the toes down, and then press through that left heel. Either finding stillness or finding a little bit of movement. Okay, slowly bring that left knee back. Tuck your toes under, lift your hips up, coming into your first down dog, just pedaling out the feet here. So taking one knee bend at a time, and then the other. This is just about the legs warming up. You can press the chest closer to the thighs if that also feels good, but really focusing on the legs right now. All right, find some stillness in your feet. Hide those heels behind the ankles. And then on your next inhale, lift those heels up, coming up onto the toes. And then on your exhale, slowly lower the heels back down. So we're stretching through the calves again. Inhale, lift up on the toes. Exhale, draw the heels down. One more, inhale, lift up. Exhale, draw those heels down. Look forward at your hands and then walk your feet behind your wrists, coming into ragdoll pose. So feet are about hip distance apart. If we have tight hamstrings, bend the knees, get the chest really close to the thighs, grab opposite elbows, and then just sway side to side. Trying to let the neck, the shoulders, the head just hang heavy. And then shake your head yes. And shake your head no. Hands are going to release down to your mat. Bring the feet together to touch and then slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. So coming all the way up and then facing the top of your mat, palms forward, moving through a sun A. So we're going to work the full body, starting to warm it up. Reach the fingertips up overhead, take an inhale in, exhale, fold forward. Full inhale as you lift into that halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands, step back to a high plank pose. So on your toes or on your knees for chaturanga, those are your options. Shift it forward and then lower down halfway. So a little bit of a yogi push-up, elbows hugging into the rib cage. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, back to down dog. Take a couple of inhales and exhales here. So especially if we lost our breath along the way, so we found ourselves holding our breath, we'll do this 2 more times. On your next inhale, look forward, see the hands, step or float your feet to the top. Full inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach the fingertips up overhead. And then exhale, fold right back down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant hands, step back to a high plank pose. On those toes, on those knees, shift it forward, lower down halfway. Inhaling into up dog. Exhaling back to down dog. Chest pressing closer to the thighs. Soft bend in the knees, especially if we have tight hamstrings. Let that back get nice and long and flat. Okay, one more sun A. Look forward, see the hands. Step or float your feet to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach the fingertips up overhead. And then exhale, fold right back down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands. Step it back. Chaturanga on the toes, on the knees. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, back to down dog. So finding a little bit of movement here in your down dog, pedal out the feet. And then notice just the small changes that happen. We do 3 sun A's and the body starts to move. We get those joints moving and becoming a little bit more fluid. All right, look forward at the hands. Step or float your feet to the top. This time sun B, so we're adding on to that first sequence. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. You're gonna reach the fingertips up overhead and then lower down into chair pose. So just like you're sitting in an imaginary chair, so drawing the tailbone down, feet can either be together or slightly apart. Arms can be extended, or you can also draw them down to heart center. So a couple of choices here. So letting those legs start to warm up and fire up. Take an inhale in, exhale, lower just a little bit more. Sit bones down. Core pulled in. One more inhale, full breath in, and then exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant hands, step it back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Right leg will lift up. Right foot comes in between your hands for a low lunge. Okay, both feet have their own lanes. Press through that right foot, reach up into crescent lunge. So now pull the core in and we're going to stretch through that front hip flexor. Take an inhale to lengthen, and then exhale, spin it open, warrior two. So toes in that right foot pointing towards your phone, your computer, whatever you're working on. Now reverse the warrior, flip the right hand, reach it up, cartwheel the hands down, frame your foot, step it back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, and then exhale back to down dog. Opposite foot this time, left toes up. Left foot in between your hands, low lunge. Reach it up into crescent, pull the core in. Let the hips sink just a little bit. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, open up, warrior two. So once again, knee, toes, all in that nice line, staring forward towards your phone, towards your computer. Reverse the warrior, left hand reaches up. And then cartwheel your hands down, frame your foot, step it back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And then exhale back to down dog. Okay, stretching just a little bit here. Right leg lifts up. Right foot comes to the outside of the right hand, coming into lizard. So right foot, outside that right hand, option to lower that back knee down. Okay, hands can stay here, pressing into the mat, or you can play around with maybe coming down to the forearms as well. If you have a block or a pillow or anything in your house, you can also put your forearms on a pillow too. So this is gonna get nice into the hamstrings, the hip flexors. You can find a little bit of movement here. You can also roll onto the outer edge of that right foot. Get the knee out a little bit wider. How we doing? Good? This is like one of those poses where I get really excited when I first get into it, and then about 20 seconds later, I like want to throw things. So, but yeah, stretching those legs. You're doing good. You're doing great. Breathe. All right, press the hands into the mat. Slowly start to shift the hips back, and then bring your right foot in line with your hip. Flex the foot coming into half splits. So flexing, stretching through the back leg now, and then fold forward over that right leg. Shifting forward. So coming into that low lunge again, hands are going to frame the right foot, tuck the back toes under, lift the knee up. Press all the way up into your crescent lunge. And then open up into warrior two. Okay, some fun balancing poses here. So reach those right fingertips forward. So coming into half moon. Right hand is going to come down. Left foot is going to lift, and then the arm is going to extend up. Gaze can be up or down. Hand can be on the floor. You can also play around with hovering if you'd like to as well. Left hand's going to come all the way down. Take the left toes, turn them in, so they're now facing the mat and coming into standing split, standing leg lift. So really focus on flexing through that back foot and lifting through the heel. So the head is going to hang heavy and those hips are going to stay even. So if you start to feel the hip pop and you're turning, try to close the hip and then just flex and lift through the heel. So this is going to be really intense on that right leg. So stretching through the right hamstring, the right calf, and breathe. Especially if you're feeling frustrations here. Tight muscles, try to breathe through those moments. Inhaling in and slowly exhaling out. 2 more breaths. Inhale in, exhale out. 1 more inhale, lift the leg a little higher. And then slowly lower the left leg down to meet the right. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. And then exhale, fold right back down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step it back. Okay, you can move through chaturanga, or if you're done with them, you can always just skip back to down dog as well. Totally optional here. Inhale, up dog. And then exhale back to down dog. Okay, left toes are going to lift up this time. Opposite leg. And then left foot to the outside of the left hand. Lower the back knee down, coming into lizard. And then you can either find stillness, you can find movement, you can come all the way down to those forearms. And then once again, breathing into the tightness that you're feeling in the hip flexor, the front part of that right leg, right thigh. And trying to relax through the shoulders. Okay, slowly send those hips back. Bring the left foot in front of the left hip. Flex the foot coming into half splits. So you send the hips back, flexing through that leg, getting all the way through the back. And then flexing the toes just a little bit more. And then slowly shifting forward. Frame the left foot, tuck the back toes under, lift the knee, and then reach all the way up into crescent. Open up into warrior 2. Same thing that we did on the other side. Reach those left fingertips forward, and then come into half moon. So left hand comes down, shift the weight into that left leg, flex and lift the right foot. You can hover. You can keep the hand on the ground. You can use furniture, table, whatever is near you to help balance. A dog, I don't know, kid. Bring the right hand down. And then turn the toes, those toes in the right leg so that they're pointing towards your mat. And then let the head hang heavy, standing leg lift, standing splits. So it's not necessarily about getting that back leg as high as it can. It's about keeping the hips even and really driving up through the heel in that right leg. Okay, 2 more inhales, 2 more exhales. Full breath in and slow exhale out. 1 more inhale, lift. And slowly lower the right foot down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach those fingertips up overhead, and then go ahead and draw the hands down to heart center. Step your right foot back, and then turn your toes so that you're facing the side wall. So we're taking a little bit wider stance here, stretching through the back of the legs. Arms are going to come out to a T. Pull your core in, and with a flat back, start to fold forward. letting the hands come down to your mat. And then since we have our devices, we can see that our hips should be stacked in line with the ankles. So sometimes we tend to lean back or even lean too far forward. So try to get those hips and stack them in line with the ankles, and then create this nice flat back from your head all the way to your tailbone. Lift and lengthen, and then exhale, fold. So hands can rest gently on the mat. You can also reach them around and grab the outside of the ankles, but make sure we're not holding tension in the neck and the shoulders. If it also feels better to reach the fingertips through, you can also do that as well. And if we have a lot of tightness in the hamstrings all the way down to the calves, try to breathe through those spaces within the body. So using your breath to create space, to create those muscles to start to loosen up. And then try not to hold tension anywhere else in the body. So sometimes when we're stretching through the hamstrings, we start to transfer all of that intensity to our shoulders, our neck, and our jaw. So try to relax through the jaw, relax through the shoulders. And then slowly start to release the hands back to underneath the upper body. Lift and lengthen, and then create that nice long flat spine. So if you need something underneath, like an object, like I have my coffee cup, so I can lift and lengthen just a little bit more. Right hand's gonna come down onto the mat, the coffee cup, whatever you're using as a prop, and then extend the left arm up overhead. So just coming into a twist here, and then option to take that top hand and then come into a half bind. So reach around towards the back, roll that left shoulder open. Great, left fingertips up, lower them back down, switch it up, left hand down, right arm extends up. Option to come into that half bind, taking the arm, reaching it around, roll the right shoulder open, right fingertips back up, and then slowly lower everything back down to the mat. Hands are going to come onto the hips, and then use your core, so pull the belly button in, soft bend in the knees, and then slowly start to lift everything all the way up. All right, so turning and facing towards the front, I'll turn towards the side. We're going to play around with a little bit more balancing, and then we're going to come down and stretch on our mats. Reach those arms up overhead, and then your right arm is going to come down to your hip. So almost like a little bit of a waiter stance right here. Okay, ground down through your left leg, and then kickstand the right foot behind. We're moving into dancer pose. So you can start to lift the foot up, and you can stay here. Or you can take your right hand, grab the inside of that right foot, zip the knees back together. Reach the left fingertips up, and then push the foot into the hands, and you'll start to tilt forward into dancer. Like I'm right by the wall here, so I can actually use the wall. All right, slowly start to release out. Shake it out, reach the fingertips up overhead, and we'll do the other side. So this time, left hand comes down to the hip, right arm is going to extend up, and then ground down through that left foot, or that right foot. Kickstand the left foot behind. Left foot starts to go up. Maybe grab the inside of the foot, zip the knees back together, and then press the foot into the hands, start to extend and lift, and then come into dancer on the other side. Okay, slowly lower it down. We'll take an inhale, we'll reach the fingertips up overhead, and then exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant your hands, get your feet wide as your mat, heels in, toes out, and then lowering into yogi squat. So heels are in, toes are out, elbows are gonna press into the thighs, and then hands are gonna come into heart center. So you're lifting with the chest lengthening through the spine, and then using those elbows to kind of just create a little bit more nice stretch into those inner hips. And then close the eyes. And then try to soften. So if we immediately feel like we're starting to clench muscles and tighten up, we need to start to think about breathing through those spaces. So a lot of our frustrations tend to either get stored in our hips, in our shoulders, in our neck. And so really using our breath to kind of soften those muscles down. So maybe taking a deeper inhale in and a slower exhale out. We'll do 3 more of those. So there's 3 slow inhales in and 3 slow exhales out. 2 more. Inhale in and exhale out. Last one. Inhale in and exhale out. All right, slowly blink the eyes open and then lower all the way down to a seat on our mats. Soles of the feet are going to come together, knees are going to be out. So butterfly pose, cobbler pose. Sit up tall, lengthen through the spine. Hands can either come on your mat so they can stay either behind. So if this is tight on that low back, you can stay right here, or you can grab the feet and then slowly start to fold forward. But trying to keep the sit bones connected, trying to keep everything where it is, and then really just the upper body starting to fold forward. And it's also not necessary to get those feet in as super tight and close to the body. They can also be just a little bit further out, creating a little bit of space between the heels and the hips. And then folding forward. Alright, slowly lift everything up. Extend your right leg out to the side, flex the foot, and then keep the left leg in, bent and towards the body. Now turn your shoulders towards that right leg, reach the fingertips up, and then slowly fold forward. So you can grab your shins, you can grab your toes, you can also soft bend in the knees, and then just bring that forehead closer to your knee. All right, 2 more inhales, 2 more exhales. Full breath in. Exhale, fold just a little bit more of that right leg. And then slow inhale in. And exhale, fold. All right, start to release the hands. Lift the body up. Take your left hand, place it behind. Right hand reaches up and then lift the hips up. This is like one of my favorite little fun stretches here. So stretching through the side body, the hips, fingertips up, and then slowly lower the sit bones back down. All right, switch the legs up. Left leg out to the side, right leg in, turn the shoulders, face the right leg, reach the fingertips up overhead, and then fold forward. So toes, shin, head hangs heavy, and then you can also soft bend in the knees. We always like to say that your legs don't have to be straight in yoga. And sometimes it's not just about the legs, it might be that outer side over there on the right side of the body that you're feeling the stretch in. Just bring awareness to those spaces and those tightness and those muscles and just breathe into them. So 3 more inhales, 3 more exhales here. Full breath in. Slow exhale out. 2 more. Inhale in. Slow exhale out. Last one. Inhale in. And slow exhale out. Start to release the foot, the shin, whatever your hands are. Right hand now comes behind. Left hand is going to reach up, lift the hips, stretch through the spine, the hips, the side of the body. And then slowly lower everything all the way back down. All right, we're going to come onto our backs now. So scoot your toes towards the top of your mat. And then slowly roll down 1 vertebrae at a time. Coming all the way down to our backs. We'll start first with the supine version of half pigeon. So take your right foot, lift it up, and then cross it over your left leg. Right knee is going to go forward. So press it forward towards your feet in that direction. And then take your hands, loop them behind the left leg, interlace, and then grab that thigh. Right elbow is going to press into your right thigh. So now we're really stretching through that right glute and that right hip. And then try to tuck the shoulders under, making sure that we're not shrugging the shoulders up, but we're just letting the shoulders be on the mat. Slowly release that left leg, bring it back down onto the mat, extend the right leg up, and then lower it down. So switching it up now, left leg crosses over, flex the left foot, knee forward, and then take those fingertips, interlace them behind the right leg, left elbow pulling into that left thigh, half pigeon, supine version on the other side. So we're here for about 5 inhales and 5 exhales. So slowing the breath down, taking that slower inhale in, and that slower exhale out. About 2 more inhales, 2 more exhales. And then last one. Slowly release the right leg, plant it down, left leg goes up, and then both knees are going to bend, and then feet are going to plant, so you want them in line with your hips and toes pointing forward. Hands are going to come beside your hips, and then tuck the shoulders under, lift the hips up coming into bridge. Hands can stay right where they are, or you can interlace them underneath, so you're kind of walking the shoulders underneath the body and then lifting just a little bit higher. And then keep the chin separated from the chest. So creating a little bit of space between the chest and the chin. And then take the deeper inhale, that fuller exhale. Really expanding the lungs as you breathe in. One more full inhale in. And then slow exhale. Release the fingertips, lower everything down, and then draw the knees into the chest. So gently rock side to side, giving that low back a massage. And then we'll move into a supine twist here. So right leg will go long, left knee is gonna hug in towards the body, and then just squeeze it towards that shoulder. So pausing here for just a moment. This sometimes becomes a little pass-through pose, but it's really awesome for that low back, especially if we have tightness in the low back. And it's something that you can easily just do at home if you're watching TV. You can just lay down on the floor, hug the knee in. Now on your next inhale, you're gonna take that deep breath in, and you're gonna guide the left leg across the body. So right hand comes on top of the leg, pull it over to that right side, and then gaze comes over that left shoulder. So the intensity of this depends on how much weight is on that left, or that left leg with that right hand. So the more you push down, the more intensity of the twist. The ease of it is just gently resting the hand on top of the thigh. Slowly draw the left leg back over. Hug it in towards that upper body and then send it long. So switching it up now, moving on to the other side. So right leg comes in, hug the knee in towards the upper body, so up towards that shoulder. Now take a full inhale in, and then guide the right leg across the body. So left hand comes on top to help guide that leg over. Gaze comes over that right shoulder. Right arm can either be out to the side or goal posted, whatever feels comfortable in your body. Slowly bring the right leg back in, hug it in. Bring that left leg in to meet it as well, and then come into happy baby. So grabbing the inside soles of the feet, drawing those knees out, and then either finding stillness or gently rocking side to side. Trying to keep that tailbone glued down to your mat. So sometimes we want to pop it up, so glue it back down, and then just rock side to side. Slowly hug the knees into the chest. Wrap the arms around your shin. Take an inhale in. And then exhale, start to move into your final pose of class, and that is Shavasana. So if it feels good to keep the knees bent, you can keep the knees bent, or you can also extend those legs long down your mat, tucking the shoulders under. And then starting to, from all the way the top of your head down to your toes, starting to relax your entire body. Closing the eyes. Just taking a couple of breaths here to calm ourselves down. Let go of anything that no longer serves us. So any weight that's on the shoulders, anything that's stressing you out, just taking the next few moments just to let it melt away. Let it float away with each breath. We'll slowly bring some awareness back to the body. Wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. Reach the arms overhead for a nice long body stretch. Fingertips and toes the opposite sides of the room. And then gently start to roll onto either side. Resting the head on the bicep. And pausing here for just a moment. When you're ready, begin Beginning to press yourself up to a comfortable seat, however you want to get there. Sitting up tall, and then drawing the hands into the heart center, thumbs pressing into the chest. Bowing the gaze. Thumbs pressing into the heart center reminds us to show gratitude towards ourselves and then also gratitude towards others. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.